Kambasani. I'm here with Sitesh Patel. He's been a client of mine for about a year, and I'm down in LA. He's based in Orange County, businessman, and he has a lot of cool stuff going on that we're going to talk about today. He's also a client of mine in my trading program, and we built a friendship over the last year, and we're meeting in person for the first time. Wanted to sit down and do this interview. So
No, thanks for having me, Cam. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, like Cam said, we've known each other for a year. You know, we started off just kind of business here and there, and then built a friendship.
Absolutely.
So it's really cool in the business community to meet people and build a very authentic relationship with that person.
Absolutely. And guys, just for context, where did you meet me?
It was actually through Instagram, one of his ads. Yeah, I just found his content interesting. I was like, I'm going to follow this guy. And I'm not a big social media guy, so if I find somebody interesting in following, I'm actually going to pay attention to what they say.
Yeah.
So that's how we started.
Absolutely. And talk a little bit about you. I mean, obviously, I'm 30. You're a little bit older than me. If you want to share, just a little bit about your background, what you're doing in business right now.
Yeah. No, so I'm actually 42. I'm Indian in background. So my family was very education oriented, right? Yeah. You start a goal from a very early age, and you set your expectations high.
Yeah.
So went through the whole, high school, college, ended up going to Rutgers, graduated with a doctorate in pharmacy. Was supposed to go that route, ended up taking a few U-turns, and I got into the health and wellness space. Through the health and wellness space, I was actually able to launch a really successful career working with family, and we built a very successful CPG business that manufactures health and wellness products for various clients. And we've been doing it for, I've been doing it for almost 20 years now, and we're distributed globally. We do things all over the world. I have a huge client base, a huge network base that I've been able to build. So I have that experience that allows me to vet out the real from the unreal.
Mm-hmm. And just for people that don't understand a word that he said, not because he said it poorly, you said it amazing in perfect depth, but you're in the supplement industry.
Supplement industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of supplements do you have experience selling?
So my claim to fame was pre-workouts and sports nutrition.
Okay.
And we've done a lot of that. I still do a lot of that. But the new frontier now, I feel, really is health and wellness, geared towards the everyday consumer.
Interesting.
Right, so we're talking about consumers that shop at Walmart, consumers that shop at Target, consumers that are direct to consumer, DTC.
Okay.
Right, we're doing products more towards that genre now. And it's really more focused on having longevity and just being a healthy person in general.
I should have asked you this offline, but I'm going to ask you this here. One, as someone who's now really prioritizing fitness, I pay a trainer $600 a week for nutrition, supplements, 3 personal training sessions a week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Should I take your stuff?
Absolutely, yeah.
Talk about it, yeah.
So you got to think about this. You have a foundation, which is going to be, your diet, your training, your education. But if you want to level up and get better and better and better, supplements are exactly that. They're not meant to be the solve-all, but they will supplement your diet. They will supplement your education. They will supplement your training.
Yeah.
So you're able to get better results, better time, faster recovery. You'll be able to make progress at a faster pace, and which is what we all want, right? Mm-hmm. It takes time to have results. It's got to be something that's very programmed into you to, okay, this is my lifestyle. But having a healthy lifestyle can be a lot broader than just diet and training. Having healthy supplements helps you get things that you can't get outside or are very difficult to get.
Yeah, totally. That's why when I think about what my trainer tells me too, he's like, we want you at 150 to 200 grams of protein, lower carb just to keep the abs right. And he has me on Slate protein, which, by the way, guys, none of this is sponsored, so I'm just gonna plug you guys. Slate protein is 42 grams of protein in a shake. It tastes exactly like chocolate milk, no bloating. Do you have a protein as well?
We do various proteins.
Okay, so protein pre-workout.
Protein pre-workout. A lot in the hydration space.
So electrolyte?
Yeah, electrolytes, and I'm a big fan. It's made a big difference to me too, having a big just gallon of water.
Yeah.
Filling it up with a packet or 2 of electrolytes and drinking throughout the day.
Okay, I want all your stuff. So
yeah,
after this,
definitely.
It's gonna be situated.
We're definitely.
Creatine. What are your thoughts?
So creatine is probably the most well-studied supplement out there, historically speaking.
Good. Okay.
Right? It has data behind recovery, data behind endurance, data behind strength. And even beyond that, it actually works.
Yeah.
So in the supplement industry, you get a lot of charlatans that are, trying to sell you this, trying to sell you that. But the fact of the matter is, creatine works.
Yeah.
And you're talking a side effect free, very natural. It's in steak, it's in all the pieces of meat that you eat. Yeah. You consume creatine daily, and your body needs creatine just to function.
I see.
So when you supplement with like powdered creatine, it will make your workouts better on every level.
Okay, I'm taking creatine. Do you have a creatine too? Or
Yeah.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to switch everything to you because, I'm a supporter of, he's a client of mine, I want to be a client of his, and
Definitely.
I know that whatever he puts in my body is not going to harm me because I trust you the same way you trusted me with your money.
And I take all the products myself.
There you go. Cool. Also, let's talk about options trading with me because you have a background in options trading even in your Instagram bio before we ever worked together and you were just in my DMs like trying to work with me. It said options trader.
Yeah.
So how long have you been trading options? Why do you trade options? Give us your background on that.
Yeah, so it's funny you asked that. I actually started trading options in 2018, and I learned about it, and I have the same story as a lot of option traders, where I saw how much money you can make, but I truly thought I understood it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I was getting into trades that I shouldn't have. I was doing trades, high leverage, high risk, not understanding the risk. And I made a lot of money, and then I lost a lot of money.
Can you give any numbers? Like, you don't have to say exactly, like wins and losses.
Oh yeah, no. So I mean, I've had wins in the six figures, but I've also had losses in the six figures.
On single trades?
Not single trades, but multiple trades, like over the course of a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And again, it's not understanding the market, not reading what's going on, thinking that oh yeah, I'm just going to buy this, I'm going to buy this dip, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to do that. But yeah, you can over leverage yourself, and especially when you have access to unlimited margin.
Yeah.
You can very over leverage yourself. And if you're in a downtrend and you're trying to go long, those options will kill you.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you know what you're doing before you venture out by yourself.
Absolutely. So I'm guessing, and tell me if I'm wrong, but the way you started in 2018, you've actually been trading options longer than me because I finished college in 2017. I got into crypto first. So people that know me from crypto, it's, my stepbrother built a coin on the Solana exchange. I got very deep into the space, met a lot of cool founders, and got into projects early. And for people that don't know, I mean, trends is everything in the market,
Absolutely.
Right? Understanding how to
trend
get
is your
into
friend.
stocks, trend is your friend. Perfect. I love that saying. So crypto was first for me. I've been even just a Bitcoin adopter since 2018. I made $500,000 plus just off of Bitcoin alone. Yeah. And I think about trading is very different than buying and holding.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
Was the reason you were winning and losing with such severity, I guess, because you were trying to just like fumble around on your own and getting lucky, but then also getting unlucky? Or like, how did you eventually go from that to getting good?
That's a good question. So it was a lot of just thinking I knew what I was doing, not having the experience. There's, it's like anything else. There's no replacement for experience, right? I didn't have the experience, so I was just like thinking I can understand the chart. I think I knew where to buy. I think I knew how to sell. And with options, there's certain ways of trades that you can make that give you unlimited risk with limited profits.
Say that again.
So you can have unlimited risk with a limited profit.
That's not very good. That doesn't sound good.
No, and it's not. And that's what happens when you sell options, when you sell calls.
So hold on real quick. It's funny because a guy that just became a client, Tim, I'm not gonna say your last name, but Tim was telling me how he does it, and he was saying that he sells puts. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like we do not trade the way you're trading.
Right.
That's why you're not doing as well as us. So go on.
So that was a hard lesson to learn. And
Okay.
it took me a lot of time to reconfigure, reconstruct, and understand really what the market was doing.
Wow.
And it's just, it was experience and I didn't have a mentor in place, so I was just reading online and watching these, stupid YouTube videos where you get guys that talk, and I'm guessing 99% of these guys don't even trade at all, right? Because they're just so full of shit. When you go back and you look at what they were saying, you're just nodding your head and like, wow.
Do you know, because here's the thing that's interesting, right? People ask me, hey, I'll be real with you, bro, this may be a red flag to people, but do you know who TJR is?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know who that was because I'm a real trader.
Right.
People don't understand this. I'm connected to ex-Goldman Sachs traders who really worked on the trading floor and now trade their own money because it's much more lucrative. And we connected off other business projects, and now I sell their skills, right? So that's why when you're in my group, and we'll talk about the results, I don't want to prompt you to say anything that you don't want to say, but the reason we have an 87 to 90% success rate on the year is because we have real traders. So what do you think of somebody and maybe you don't want to talk about TJR. He's an amazing marketer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, he is one of the most powerful personal brands I've ever seen, but like, does he trade? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is a question, I don't get throw a libel out there and say anything that's not true.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of traders where it's a good question. Do they actually trade?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing, like you said, you're really good at marketing.
Yeah.
And when you're a good salesman, you can sell anything.
Sure.
Right? But do you actually trade? Is your money actually putting to work for you?
Yeah.
Are you actually going out there and studying the markets and putting your own cash at risk?
Absolutely. And that's why when people get on calls with me, like, it's sad because I'm like, damn, I can technically help everybody, but if you don't make it past my DMs to the sales call,
right,
that you may be hesitant to get on, well, what you're missing is not seeing what I'm trying to show you, which is 6 months of trades. Mm-hmm. I literally get on the call, bro. I'm like, hey man, like, I'm just gonna show you 6 months of trades and explain each one to you depending on your understanding of options, which we'll talk about in a second too.
Yeah.
But like, you tell me when to stop. If you're bored at month 3 because you're seeing too much success and you're just kind of ready, I'm showing you trades that you can Google and cross-reference.
Right.
With people, like, you can't fake the dates.
Yeah.
You can't fake expiration dates.
Absolutely.
On Robinhood. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
So, how did you eventually get good? Is it just like experience over time, studying?
It is. Yeah. So, going back to what you said, someone once told me inaction is an action in itself. Right? So sitting there and not actually taking action, that's an action of you not wanting to take those steps. And you may be hesitant, you may not be trusting the guy, you may not want to put your money at risk, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But in the business world, when it comes to getting shit done, you get shit done by taking action. Right?
Yes.
You may have an overarching goal,
Yes.
but you need to break those goals down into steps of succession.
Yes.
And that means taking action, taking action, taking action.
Yes.
If you're just stuck at step 1, you will never hit your overarching goal.
Yeah.
So with me for trading, it was always about building wealth, right? I see stock market as the ultimate financial tool that allows anybody to become successful.
Yeah.
As you define, success is a word you get to define on your own.
Sure.
But however you want to become successful, the stock market allows you to do it because it doesn't know who you are. It doesn't judge you by your age, your race, your gender, how much money you have, what your background is, what your parents did, whether or not you're even anything. It's unbiased. Yeah. It's really you versus you at the end of the day.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that. I didn't understand that until I started to put my head inside books and started reading. And reading is, to me, it's one of the most undervalued skills out there.
Sure.
Because you have people in this world that are super successful that are putting what's in their brain into writing and handing it to you on a silver platter.
Wow.
So you can get into their mindset, you can understand, you can read, you can learn a lot from what that person has to say, how they got to where they got to, just by simply opening up a book and reading.
You know what's so interesting that I've realized about you, man, on this conversation? Guys, this is our first time meeting in person ever. Yeah. We've had many calls on Zoom. You have not saying you don't have any personal brand, but you're not a social media guy, like you said.
No.
But you really speak like one, and that's a good thing. Like, you could have a personal brand if you wanted to, but your supplements, obviously, you're good at branding.
Yeah.
Obviously, you make sales. So, like, quick thing I want to ask on the supplement thing before we get back. Do you offer, like, white label, like, e-commerce, like, stores of any sort to, like, people like me that want to invest, or, like, is that not really a thing?
Not really so much. So we do 100% contract business. So everything is yours is custom. You come to me and say, hey, I got this hydration product. I got this this product with amino acids. I want to build this energy drink, whatever it might be. You give us the idea, and then we're going to customize it for you.
I see.
So yeah, we're dealing with larger brands, people with cash to scale.
I gotcha.
So the private label side is not something that we really do.
Okay. And guys, the reason I ask is, like, what is that an example of? He's not reaching for money, meaning that should tell you that he has money in a way, because if he just, man, we'll make it happen, right? Like, if somebody can solve every problem, you should be concerned a little bit. But if somebody can solve a few problems, that's also a good sign. Somebody shouldn't be able to solve everything. Like, if you come to me, I can solve a few problems for you, right? I can help you make money trading, without a doubt. I can help you with your dating life, without a doubt. And that stuff gets passed to my buddy Brian at New City Mastery. If you haven't seen him, check him out on Instagram. But he has the most ridiculous method to that side of things that you'll ever see. Not to talk about that too much today. But diving back into the option space, when did you really feel like you were getting good?
It was, I'd say, probably about 2020, 21, once the option,
2021. Okay.
yeah, that's when the options place really exploded, right? You had COVID
yeah.
happen, you had a lot of free cash being given out, and people were like, all right, how can I take this money and actually build something out of it?
Yeah.
So Robinhood came out and they started blowing up. I mean, Robinhood was out before that, but they started blowing up. All of the big guys, Schwab, Thinkorswim, all these guys, they started cutting their fees and they went to zero commission. So it came to a spot where it's like, holy shit, you know, this is actually going to be the future.
Yeah.
And you were early on in crypto.
Yeah.
So you saw that, you had that vision early on. You
Yeah.
see, okay, 5 years, 10 years out from now, this is going to be big.
Yes.
Same thing happened, I would say, in 2020,
Yeah.
where investors started saying, okay, options is going to be the real big thing now.
I actually learned this recently. Did you know? Actually, I'm going to ask you this. What percentage of the market? I'm sorry, futures compared to options? Where do you think there are more traders, and how many times more?
So I don't know the answer to that. If I had to guess,
Yeah.
I'd say options.
You're right. But
Yeah.
how much times?
Oh, it's got to be 10x, 20x, 50x.
I learned this
Wow.
from. I don't want to say who they are because we're
Yeah.
working on something, but yeah, I learned this the other week, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of futures talk too, and you know we trade futures as well.
Right.
But on the option side, it's simpler to understand for
It is.
for the simple person, right? So like I had a new friend and potential. Well, he's going to be a client. He hasn't signed up yet, but he came here on Thursday. Drove up from San Diego actually.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to pick my brain and ask me questions. He's ready to sign up, but he didn't know if he should do futures or options. And I was like, look, man, like, based on what you're telling me about you, you should do options because you don't really want to put the grind in behind the computer to really learn the 6 strategies that we use
Yes.
to make a ridiculous amount of money, sitting behind a screen and entering a short position, long position, trading the indexes that we trade.
Right.
But you can click a couple buttons on Robinhood that I tell you with a few grand of your own money
Absolutely.
and double it in 30 days.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just easier, and I think that's why options is more popular because you can do it on a platform like Robinhood
Yeah.
in the way that we do it.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know if you day trade as well. With futures, we day trade. With options, we swing trade, and then I do have an options scalper. Outside of your relationship with me, because you do my swing trades.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else do you do?
So I also do a lot of long-term positions.
Okay.
You know, I'm a big believer in kicking back and being patient.
Okay.
Don't chase the stock. Let the stock come to you.
Yeah.
So if there's a stock that I really believe in, like Nvidia, which we'll talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, I kicked back and I waited. And I waited and I waited for it to really pull back.
Yeah.
And when it really pulled back, I started adding.
Yeah.
And when it pulled back more, I added more.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't run away from the market when I saw sharp drops.
Yeah.
I saw it the other way around, like Warren Buffett talks about, you know, blood in the streets.
Yep.
So I waited and waited and waited. And once the prices got really good,
Yeah.
that's when I started to put cash in.
And oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I also do the same thing with option trades. You know, like I wait it out, and once it comes to me, I'll enter in. But I like to do things that are a little more complex. I like to do debit spreads, call spreads, put spreads.
Yeah.
I do iron condors, and I do a lot of other trading strategies. But options give you this infinite amount of space, and you can do whatever you want to do
Absolutely.
with limited risk.
With limited risk.
With limited risk.
What does limited risk mean to you in that context?
So limited risk means that your risk is defined. You know what your worst case scenario loss is going to be, which is just your entry. If you're trading options right.
Yeah.
If you're trading options right. Yeah.
Yes.
If you say, hey, I only want to lose $1,000 on this trade, but I'm willing to let it go to wherever it goes to, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can enter in 100 contracts if you want to,
Yeah.
and if it hits $1,000 loss, you can stop out. That's okay. That's your strategy. You predefine that risk.
Yeah.
Right? And that options allows you to do that. And sure, you can do the same thing in stocks, but with stocks, you have to put up 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 to get a good position. Whereas options, you don't have to do that.
Exactly.
And your R to R, your risk to reward is going to be so much better with options.
Yeah.
You can't make 100% on a stock trade. It's very difficult to do.
Do you have any religious background at all?
Yeah, so I'm technically a Hindu,
Okay.
but I mean I'm very unreligious. I don't really practice.
Yeah. So I'm Zoroastrian Persian, but also like Christian in the context of, but figuring that all out in my life.
Same.
My whole thing is this, because like I get a lot of Muslim clients that are interested, and they're wondering, is this haram versus halal? The reality is, once again, you can't speak on the Muslim religion.
Right.
I can because I was technically born. My dad by blood is Muslim.
Okay.
My mom's side is Zoroastrian. but which is like the first Persian race. With that said, I had a client one time say, oh, this is for sure haram because of this, this, and this. But at the same time, he was doing something that you just touched on. He was already buying stocks, not trading options, just buying stocks low and hoping to sell high. Which what did you just say about that? You basically said like you have to put in a lot more to make the profit that you want to make. Yeah. Why?
So with options, you get unlimited profit potential. If you're just strictly buying. If you're doing things like debit spreads, call spreads, your profit potential is capped.
Okay.
But if you're just buying options like you guys do, that allows you to have infinite profit potential. So you can put in $100 call option, and that thing can go to 500, it can go to 1,000, it can go to 10,000.
Yeah.
I mean, there's guys that have made tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions off of small minimal investments.
Yeah. So the reason I brought that point up for everybody that's watching is that if you're trying to be profitable with the stock market, you have to understand that certain strategies exist for certain reasons. You can't just buy a bunch of Tesla stock and then next month hope you're gonna like get rich. Like it doesn't work like that. You enter an options play because what options is at a very, very elementary level, and you can touch on this as well, you're predicting what's gonna happen to a stock by a certain date. That's basically it.
Yep. You're buying time.
You're buying time. So you put an expiration date on a decision. You're like, hey, Tesla needs to go to this by this date, and then how do we make money by doing that?
So yeah, it's a good question. There's multiple ways, right? You can allow it to go up as long as it's going in your favor, you're in direction, and as it continues to go up, you can take profit along the way. So what I will say is, hey, let your winners run. Take profit along the way. Say you hit 100% on options trade, sell
which
half.
is doubling your money.
Yeah, you just double your money. Sell half, and you're no longer with your own cash. Now you're on house money.
You're playing with profit.
You're taking your profit, and because options, especially if you're buying far out like you guys do, you have so much time that this thing can continue to run, continue to run. Right? It's very easy to say, oh, it's overbought, oh, it's oversold. That's just outside noise.
Sure.
Right? You guys are good at seeing, hey, this thing has the potential to go here, it has potential to go here. With options, you can get in with a minimal amount. Because with like Tesla stock, for example, $300 a share, you try to buy 1,000 of those, you're out 300 grand. Right? Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And sure, it may go up, it may double, it may not.
Yeah.
But it can also at the same time continue to go down. And it can go down very, very hard, very fast.
Yes.
So if you're buying those shares and you put out $300,000,
there's no real stop loss.
Right. Yeah. You may end up stopping out when your stomach is sunk so much that you're like, I can't take it anymore.
Yes.
Sell and you're down 150 grand. With options, that won't happen because you're only putting in what you want to risk. I only want to risk 5 grand at max.
Yes.
That's going to be my maximum loss, and it can't go any further than that.
How much, if you don't mind, range? You can just say like this to this. Well, actually, take a step back. Why are you even in my options group?
So I do a lot of my own trading,
and
I consider myself to be a successful trader as is, right? But knowing you, getting to know you, seeing what you guys are doing with options, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me give this guy a shot. Let me just see what they have to say. It's always helpful to have secondary opinions from people that know what they're doing, right? And that's the key difference. There's a lot of guys that just shoot the shit. They're making money, they're showing big gains, but that's because they have money coming in from buying and selling courses, wherever it might be.
Sure.
So they don't really show their losers. They just show a big gain they made in a short period of time using short-dated options.
Yeah.
Easy to do if you had infinite cash, right?
Sure.
When you see somebody that's like, okay, these guys are trading out long-term, like you showed me what you guys were doing, it made a lot of sense to me because it's like, okay, these guys know what leverage is, they know what they're doing in terms of the option space. Let me give them a shot. Yeah. If I can make my money back within 6 months, then that's a great ROI.
Yeah.
Because after that, it's just free cash.
Free cash.
And like you said, like you have traders where they don't want to spend screen time. They'd rather wait for an alert to come in, click a couple buttons, and let it do its thing. And there's no other business out there that you can do that. So that's the cool thing about the stock market is it gives you unlimited potential with really being a side hustle.
Yes. I think about your path that you just described, right? Hey, I started trading options in 2018. That's what you said. By 2020, 2021, you got good. So guys, as you can see, somebody who already became a successful trader before he met me, it still took him 2-3 years to get good. So that's just proof that you can either pay for information early and save yourself multiple 6-figure losses. Even though he had wins, he still lost. And like, dude, like, please call me out if I'm wrong. On the year, how many trades do you think we've lost?
I don't even remember the last one we lost. Yeah.
We've lost like...
It's only been a small handful.
Yeah, like 5 maybe, and we probably won like 50, right? Yeah. So like, once again, why? It's because I put together a team of unbelievably skilled traders on the option swinging side. And what that means, guys, once again, if we're swing trading on options, that means we are buying time for a week, 2 weeks, a month, several months. But it doesn't mean we wait several months to make a profit, but sometimes we do, right? So with NVIDIA, you saw an 800% gain. Yep. What's an 800% gain, just so they can like wrap their head around? What does that mean?
I mean, you say put $100 in. What's 800%, right? You're making $800. So your maximum risk was $100. Like, it's such a small risk to make 800.
What happens if you put 1,000 in?
Yeah, same thing. You know, it just multiplies. If you're going 1,000, you're making $8,000. If you're putting in 10 grand, imagine that. You're making 80 grand.
And how long does it take to execute an options trade on your phone?
Oh, that's the best part about it. You can be on your phone anywhere trading.
But how long does it physically take to
you're talking a matter of seconds.
Literally seconds.
Yeah, seconds.
So, once again, guys, like there's a lot of things you can do to make money, right? There's like, you can, my boy runs an Airbnb business that makes $500,000 a year, okay? Trust me, he works a lot harder than I do when it comes to trading options. Why? I'm not saying there's no like studying of charts and analysis and like, that's what my trading team does though, so you guys don't have to do it. Well, Cam, if you're such a good trader, why are you helping people? Well, once again, if trading only takes a couple of seconds a day, why not have a secondary business where I'm not only creating an impact and helping people like Sitesh, but also make more money on, like, you guys say things that don't really add up. Like, it's like saying like, okay, if I want to go to Mexico and I love Mexico, well then why would you go to Hawaii? Well, they're different places, right? So like I'm doing different things with my time. I can only trade options for so many hours of the day. I trade futures for 2 hours a day. That's literally the window in which we trade. 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern is the New York market. That's when we trade futures on a daily basis. On options, we take a couple of seconds to enter swing trades on a daily basis, and then we let them sit, and then we take our profit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what would you say to somebody who, like, and somebody who did figure it out on their own, that took 2 to 3 years? Would you recommend going that route? Genuinely, and please, like, this is not to endorse me at all. Like, say what you want to say. Or do you recommend they just, like, join the winning team?
Yeah. No, I'd say, I mean, having a mentor or having a group of people that know what they're doing, that are not full of shit. I say that because that is key. Yeah. There's a lot of people that in the market that are full of shit. But having someone that actually is putting their own money to risk and actually trading with you, that is so much helpful than just going at it alone. And I don't mean to say that as like, you should not read, you don't study, don't focus. Sure. You should be doing that. You should be, if you're passionate about building wealth, and that's why I trade, because it's not about, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this money to buy a car or go take a vacation. No, it's about building wealth.
Yes.
Right, I have no intention of stopping my day job. Even if I didn't have a day job, I would still hop in my car, drive for Uber. But my cash that goes into trading, it stays there.
Because you're building wealth. You're not using that to, and like once again, that's his mentality.
That's just me.
Right? Some people, they might want to use trading to pay off extra bills.
Absolutely.
You might lose your job and then now you have something else that works, right? So like, finish what you were saying.
No, so yeah, it's each up to their own.
Yeah.
Again, going back to Warren Buffett, he calls compounding the eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah.
Because when you're building cash, you can continue to let it grow. Continue to let it grow.
Yeah.
And then say, hey, you got it to a point where now I can pay off my student loans. Imagine that. A couple clicks of the buttons, your student loans are gone.
Yeah.
But these things, they take time, they take education, effort, and they take the right mentor. Right? So it's so helpful. It's a game changer having the right people in your crew that are guiding you the right way. And like I said before, the stock market is the ultimate wealth building tool. Doesn't care who you are, it's completely unbiased.
Yeah.
So work a 6, 7, 8 figure job if you have to. And guess what? All those guys that do, they're still heavily invested.
Yeah.
They're still building cash on the side through the stock market.
Yeah.
Your 401k, your pensions, your IRAs, where do you think all that money's going?
Stock market.
It goes in the stock market. The stock market is the ultimate wealth building tool.
Yes.
And to do it as a side hustle, where, like you said, we're talking clicks of a button. Say, even if you didn't want to read and study, you didn't want to do all that, you just want to follow someone else to do what they do. A couple of clicks on the button can be such an intense side hustle that it can eventually become your main hustle.
Yeah. And that's how you build an account, right? So like for me, we have no problem sharing what we trade. We trade very similar names over and over again, right? Definitely. So Tesla, Nvidia, Meta, Apple, those are just four I like to say. And because we're trading the same thing over and over again, we've studied the same stocks for so long where we're very rarely stepping out of what we're great at. Right? And that's how you know somebody's legit, is when they're not just like trading a bunch of random shit all the time, where it's like, bro, you can't be an expert on all of these things. It doesn't make any sense. So when you look at like our trades over the last just like 6 months, right? Minimum, typically we see 100% return, which is a double. We're seeing that in like maybe 30, 60 days, sometimes the last 2 weeks, 1 week. What would you consider like a good return on a trade? Like doubling your money?
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I hit 50%, I'm happy. That's usually my target with most of my trades. What I do is it's 50%, and I'll take a good chunk of it off the table.
Yeah. And
I'll let the rest run.
Sure.
I know exactly what it takes to keep it profitable.
Yeah.
So if it gets to a certain level, okay, I'm stopped out, but I'm happy. I made still a fat return on it.
Hell yeah.
And going back to just what you said right now, back when the market sold off and you guys entered those NVIDIA calls, I was actually doing the same thing at the time. I was building a position in NVIDIA.
Yeah.
And when you put those calls out, it gave me that extra confidence that, all right, this is going to be big. This is going to give a return. Yeah. And those paid out fatly.
Yes.
Right. That's been my biggest return of the year, was just on NVIDIA.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Literally.
It was
I had some Tesla ones go crazy too, but NVIDIA too. Last thing, what would you say to like, because you're older than me, 12 years, we're at 42?
Yeah.
What would you say to like the guys your age that, because I'll be honest, like my demographic is actually not the super young guys or the older guys. It's kind of like the people my age, like really like 26 to like late 30s. I find that a lot of older guys just like think I'm like too good to be true maybe, or like I'm young, so like they don't want to work with somebody my age because like how could I know more than them, and there's like pride. I'm not saying I know more than you, but like obviously you pay me for information.
Yeah, exactly.
So like what would you say to people with that mindset?
Well, I mean, if you're at that age, you're anywhere 25 to 30. If I was to go back and talk to myself then, it's like find a mentor, find somebody that has a group of guys, they know what they're doing, and start building wealth now. Yeah. Because the one thing about time is it goes like that. Dude, you may think like, oh yeah, 10 years is such a long time away. It's not. Yeah. You're going to be 42 before you even know it. Yeah. But imagine if you start building wealth now, and when you hit 42, how much more cash you can have. Yeah. And it's up to you. What you want to do with your money is entirely 1,000 up to you. Yeah. I like to keep a very long-term perspective. I don't have kids, but I'm already building assets for my kids. Yeah. I want to have things that I can pass on to my kids. Yeah. First generation immigrant. So for me, it's all about building a legacy. Sure. Right? Like if I can give my kids better than what I saw my parents have and what we have, then I'm all for it now. Yeah. And that's for me personally. That's how I do it. So the earlier you can start, the better it's going to be. And you will have some losses along the way. You're going to have some learning lessons. I've gone through crazy ups and downs in my personal life that have taught me a lot, but it's built resiliency and a lot of strength in me. Right? So and you go through those things, that builds confidence. Yeah. So when you start thinking, okay, when I'm 45, when I'm 50, and I'm talking about investment vehicles with my investment banker, and we're going to do this, and that for retirement, you already have a background because you know so much from trading and how money works and how this all works. That education is priceless. They do not teach you that in school. You're not going to learn about that in college. You learn about that in the real world. Yeah. Right? So the earlier you can start, the better. Yeah.
And speaking of losses too, the people that make millions of dollars, and I'm somebody that does 6 figures a month, transparently, I have no problem putting that out there at 30. You think I haven't lost hundreds of thousands of dollars to make $1 million? You've lost your mind. I simply have, right? So there are people that are terrified to lose a couple grand, not because they're actually broke, but because their mind is broke. They have 50 grand in the bank, but they're terrified to lose a couple of grand. And I remember like when I used to work corporate in tech sales, there was a guy that was like watching me trade, and he was like following my social media, and he was like, fuck, I need to get in. He like kept like DMing me like just like appreciation, but he wouldn't get in. I wasn't pushing him to get in. Eventually he's like, Cam, I'm ready to get in. I'm like, cool, come on. He comes in, first trade he does, he happens to lose because we just got unlucky. We had won like 9 in a row. He had seen it, then we lost one. He never traded again. And I was like, I didn't even care because like, I'm like, dude, if I need to fix that part of you, but you come to me every day at work and you're like, I want something better, I don't want to do this shit forever. Well, I was building that path, and you're bitching off of one $500 loss, by the way. Yeah. Not like and you own 2 properties. He knows who he is. I'm not gonna say his name, but he knows who he is because, bro, if you own 2 houses, 2 condos, you make 6 figures a year, but you trip off of losing $500, you don't want to win.
Right.
Because there are people that have lost millions, bro, that Trump went bankrupt. People go bankrupt and then become rich as fuck. The guy that started, I might be wrong about this, but Jewel went broke as shit and then became a multimillionaire again. So it's like, what do you want? If you're cool working a corporate job forever, that's fine. Like, don't listen to me if you don't want financial freedom, and if you don't want wealth, and if you don't want legacy, and if you don't want money. And people say, oh, I'm promising get rich quick. No, I'm not. I'm telling you exactly how this works. Look, if you have $5,000 to build a Robinhood account, we can double your money every 30 to 60 days on that $5K, and then you can decide what you want to pull out or reinvest like he does. He keeps it all in, right? So if you have another like day job or business, then cool, that's your fun money, and then this is your wealth building. But if this is your only thing, you can still live a good life with it, right? It's just about what you want to do. If you have 10K, even better, right? If you have no money, well, cool. Let me either leverage your credit to get access to capital, because that's the only gold mine you're sitting on is that good credit score. Or fix your credit if you're at the very bottom and have no credit whatsoever. Fix your credit, then get you 20 grand in capital. Use some of that to work with me, and then use some of that in the market, and then you'll see your life change. But like, people find that risk intolerable. But it's like, what's the risk? Because what's the point of a credit score if you're not going to use it? Like, you just want to tell your friends you have good credit? Like, have you ever had a drop in your credit?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so have I. Yeah. I've gone down to 530, not 530, right under 600, like 590, to get rich as fuck. And then when I got rich as fuck, I got right back to 700. Yeah. That's how credit works. It's a game of leverage. You think you're going to go buy a house cash? You're a dumbass. You can't buy a house cash, most people. You have a mortgage because you're leveraging debt. So why wouldn't you leverage debt to double your money? It just doesn't make sense, right? So what would you say to people that, like, I guess their idea of risk is a little like not real?
Yeah. I mean, a friend Brett used to say, no risk, no reward, right? If you're not willing to risk to reach your goals, guess what? Someone else will. There's a lot of people that are willing to risk because they understand the risk to reward system. If you don't risk cash, if you don't risk capital, you cannot get the rewards. It's just, that's how it works. That's how the world works, right? You can't start a business without putting any money into it. And if you did try, like if you try to go to a bank and to get a loan to start a business, guess what? They're gonna say, okay, give me the D to your house, give me a personal guarantee. I need something that's leverages. I'm gonna give you this cash for leverage, but I have to have some security. Yeah. But those people that start those businesses, guess what? Those are the guys that get to unlimited wealth. Unlimited cash flow, right? They see their cash, their wealth go beyond their dreams. Yeah. So you have to have some skin in the game in order for you to get to step B, step C, right?
And you have to be willing to make uncomfortable decisions, right? If you're like, this is what I tell people that get on calls with me. Most people that get on calls with me do sign up because they're already in the mindset and they've already watched me long enough that they're sick of losing while I'm winning. Yeah. But the people that like think so long, and then like I had a guy, dude, like this week, literally, he knows me in person. He's not even somebody from an ad. Like, you guys, Sitesh met me on the internet. We are not like friends for a long time. Like, we just met in person. Am I bullshit?
Yeah, 100% true.
Yeah. So, guys, I have people this week, right? He gets on a call. He's known me. He met me in person. He's met me multiple times in person. He's from my neighborhood. He gets on a call. He has 30 grand in the bank. He didn't want to spend $5,000 in the market.
No.
I'm like, bro, he has a job. It's not it's not like he's unemployed. He was so scared, bro, and I could see it in his body, and I was like, bro, listen, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. How long have you been watching me trade? He's like, 2 years. I'm like, and you're still thinking about it? Meaning, you've been thinking about it for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You DM me to get on a call. You know me in person. Like, what are we doing? And he's like, yeah, I'm just not ready. I'm like, well, that's why you're where you're at and I'm where I'm at, because you're waiting to be ready to make a decision. I'm trying to be 40% ready and still fucking do it.
Yeah.
Do you think when, and you know this because we've had these conversations, do you think I'm 100% ready to approach a woman who's a supermodel? No. I'm like 40, 50% ready, and I do it anyways. Like, and I act like I'm the greatest thing she's ever seen, so she believes it. And then I am the greatest thing she's ever seen because you are who you present yourself as.
100%,
I can walk up to a girl and be like, hi, excuse me, like, I just wanted to say you're really, really pretty. And she's gonna think I'm fucking lame. Or I can go up to her and do what I do, which you have to pay for. I can't give that sauce away for free. But, and then you'll win, right? But it's like, understand risk. If you're not gonna die, what is the worst that can happen? File bankruptcy. Do you even know what happens if you file bankruptcy? I'm just saying, like, the worst possible thing that can happen to you financially is bankruptcy. But, like, do you even know what happens when you file bankruptcy?
Well, your credit history is going to go to shit, but you get to restart.
You get to restart. Trump's
and you build it all back up.
Yes, and I'm not telling you to go bankrupt to work with me. What I'm telling you is, like, if you have 30 grand in the bank, like this guy I'm telling you about, and you're too scared to invest 5 grand in the market after watching me trade for 2 years, it's your fucking fault you're poor.
Yeah.
So,
if you can't put 5K down, then you're going to be stuck where you are. Right, and you should view it as, okay, this 5K, this is my entry into building wealth. Yes. And that's a low ticket entry, man. 5K to double, triple, compound over your lifetime for as long as you're trading. Like, going back to what I said before, inaction is an action in itself. Yes. So if you're sitting there just looking at your bank, oh, well, do I really want to risk this 5K? You're just stuck in inaction. And you will get the results that you have right now, which is nothing.
Which is not right. You cannot expect to do the same things and get different results.
Yeah.
It does not work that way.
The definition of insanity.
Courage is doing what you're supposed to do even when you don't feel like you're supposed to do it. And that is why certain people lose, because they just do what they want to. They do what they feel like they want to do. They jack off because they feel like it. They don't approach their goal because they don't feel like it. They don't work out because they don't feel like it. They don't trade or get a mentor because they don't feel like it. Mm-hmm. Well, once again, that is why certain people win and certain people lose. It's not because of your upbringing and circumstance. And keep in mind, there are people that had worse upbringings than us, and there's people that had better upbringings than us. But we are still here. We are still rich. And it's because we took fucking action for years. He's been trading since 2018. I've been in crypto since 2018. I've been trading options since 2020. What is holding you back is usually just yourself.
Just yourself. It's you versus you. 100%.
Absolutely. Sitesh, where can they find your supplements or you or whatever you want to shout out?
So they're all over Amazon. Go to Target, go to Walmart. I know I haven't said any brand names. That's because it has to be kept confidential.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just NDAs and the way the industry works.
Okay.
But we do a lot of cool products for a lot of cool clients and a lot of cool athletes. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. Yeah. Nice. And anyone that wants to get in the health and wellness space, I just say get into it because you will thank yourself 10 years from now.
You're talking about on a business level or on a...
No, on a personal level.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I want all your stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so like how do you can't promote your brand on here?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's why I have no promotion. There's no skin in the game for me in this.
Yeah. Well, you're here because we've become friends.
That's
because I paid you money.
Yeah. yeah.
It's like,
if you lost me money, I would not be sitting here right now. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Can people connect with you on a personal level?
Yeah, absolutely. So my Instagram is Sitesh, si.tesh. Okay. Yeah, anytime you want to shoot the shit with me, I'm always open. I'm a super open, humble guy. So.
And guys, reach out if you don't believe. Like, shoot him a DM to ask him if what we're saying is true, or if like, I paid him to be here. Like, figure it out for yourself, right? Like, there's only so much I can show you before you like just start to realize that like not everybody's bullshitting, and like he's a grown man, bro. He's 42 years old. I'm 30. He's here because he sees value in me, and obviously I'm here because I see value in him, and we're going to continue to do business in the future. Even on this live YouTube episode, I asked him, I'm like, hey, how do I get in the game? He's like, oh, we can't really do that. That's okay. We'll find another way to work together because I want to put money in him. Well, I guess I am putting money in your pocket already, but we'll do some other shit. But guys, reach out to Sitesh. Please like and subscribe, comment, do your thing. Talk soon.